Hello, this is Ashley for PA590, and this is week 9. And I am going to do my article on the work of leadership, the Harvard Business Review 79. It talks about the concept of adaptive change, and the change is the sort of change that occurs when people and organizations are forced to adjust to a radical altered environment. They challenge their traditional understanding of a leader follower relationship. It also states on there that the leaders are shepherds. They basically shelter and shelter them from harm, which would be their staff or their employees. Instead of giving people false assurances that their best is good enough, leaders insist that they surpass themselves. They challenge their potential. And rather than smoothing out conflicts, leaders often force disputes to the surface. So, for example, if there's an issue, they want to resolve that issue instead of allowing it to go beyond and get into behavioral issues. Leaders who cultivate emotional fortitude soon learn what they can achieve when they maximize their followers' well-being instead of their comfort. That means that they allow them to go beyond their potential, surpass their goals and what that they assumed that they could only achieve, and set goals for them and challenge them. It also talks about adaptive work environment, which is required when there's deeply held beliefs that are challenged, when the values that made us successful become less relevant, and when legitimate yet competing perspectives emerge. For example, if your institution is going through change, or they're having to adapt to change, um, then that makes it difficult for the staff to adapt to that change, because they've only known what they utilize in their areas of work. First, it also to adapt to the change, you have to make change happen. For example, you have to be a positive example, and allow yourself to be that example in front of your staff and be consistent with that example and make sure that it's positive. Secondly, adaptive change is distressing for people to go through just because they need to take on new roles, relationships. There's values that are changed, behaviors that they have to change. For example, maybe they have more responsibility, so they have to be more um, business oriented. There's new approaches that they have to take at work. For example, they can't speak to certain employees as they would have spoken to if they were their friends. Maybe they're reporting to them now. Many employees are ambivalent about the efforts and sacrifices that require to them. They don't want to make that change because they're scared of that change. What this means to me is adaptability to change is something that's always going to most likely going to be positive for any employee or any member of the business world, because um, change always happens. We can't go around the change. We can't neglect the change. We have to adapt to the change. To be a leader and to be a positive leader and to be a successful leader, that is a major role that you have to take to be a leader and allow your staff to see your positive example in order for them to follow you. This concludes my um, weekly module number 9. Thank you.